I was always surrounded by musical people and music playing in the house all the time. My dad was a musician, a lot of his friends were musicians, and that kind of made me curious about making music and listening to music. And at some point, me and my friends decided that we would start a band, even though none of us had any idea how to play any instruments. So we got a hold of a couple of guitars and a drum set and sat in my friend's bedroom and made terrible music that we recorded on cassette tapes and listened to it and thought we were so cool. I think I wanted to be John Lennon. My dad and I would, every now and then when we had nothing else to do, watch the long Beatles documentary, the Beatles anthology, and we must have watched it 6 or 7 times the whole way through, and I was just obsessed with everything about the Beatles, how they started, the songs they wrote, and what happened to them. I was just fascinated by the cult of the Beatles. And I think that's one reason that I just wanted to be a musician, because I wanted to be kind of part of that. I went to Virginia Commonwealth University's School of the Arts and got my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Photography and Film, while at the same time continuing to make music and write music, being influenced by everything that I was learning in art school. I don't think I fully understood what the gospel meant or what Christ did for me until sometime in college. I think making art had a lot to do with coming to that realization, being exposed to a lot of different ideas and a lot of different philosophies from a wide range of people. One experience that really cemented the gospel in my heart was my second year of college. I went on a missions trip to Uganda, and something that I spent most of my time doing there was taking photographs and just watching things, observing things, seeing how people reacted to the gospel in a completely different culture, something that I didn't really understand. And witnessing how the gospel is so cross-cultural and applies to everyone, not just people who are from places that I'm familiar with, really taught me a lot about who God is and the greater story of redemption. The truth is that I am a profoundly broken person in a very broken world, and Christ has come to heal that and to restore the world and restore his people. And I want to use my art, my music, to explain this story in a way that people can understand who haven't necessarily heard this story before. I hope that through my music I can be honest about who I am and who Christ is, and say it in a way that can be easily understood. Something I've learned is that making music and making art is missional, whether it's going to Africa and photographing work that's being done there for the sake of the gospel, or going downtown to a bar to play a handful of songs. Both of those things speak gospel truth into culture in a way that I think music and art does very, very well. God has impressed upon me that he didn't put me into this community of artists and musicians just to challenge each other to make good art and music, but to proclaim his name and tell people about what he's done for me and what he's done for them. And I also realized that this is my mission field. I don't have to go all the way to Africa to share the gospel. I can do that right here, just around the corner.